What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eeps. I'm your host, EEPMON, episode 70. Can't believe it. I've been doing 70 episodes in a row. Well, July 22nd, today is my birthday, 0722. And if you look it up on the zodiac, I am indeed a cusp between a Cancer and a Leo. And they say, because Cancer is connected to the moon and water, and the Leo is connected to the fiery sun and fire, the lion, we tend to be. It can be, basically it says that it can either make you or break you, because they're so different, like they're polar opposites, such that you can either harness the ability for on each of the signs, or unable to handle it and let the extremes take over. So yeah, I do. It's interesting, these sort of horoscopes, and zodiacs, right? Like the descriptions about like what constitute a cusp between a Cancer and a Leo. I like to think fits very well with my personality. I take references to some of the elements of the water element and definitely some of the fire element. I'm not like, is it spiritual or what is astrology stuff? I'm not really heavy into the whole astrology signs and all that, but it's interesting. It does have some merit to its description, and same for the Meyer-Briggs personality traits of apparently an INFJ. Again, another rare type of personality that I supposedly like the rarest of them all, like 1%. I don't know. It's interesting how sort of like the different descriptions, whether it's a horoscope, zodiac signs, animal, Chinese zodiac signs, personality traits, even my handedness. I'm left handed, which is like, again, a very rare trait amongst the population. I sometimes I feel, am I like an anomaly or a black sheep or of the herd? Like, I don't know. But anyway, again, today's my birthday, and like I said, I don't party. Clearly I'm not very good at it, but I do like to take time to reflect the trajectory that I have pursued in my life, public and private life. By no means am I like a big time artist or anything. Not yet. But I think I've done well for myself. I will admit, I'm quite content, and I am thankful and grateful the trajectory that I have situated myself, because I had a choice early on. I saw the signs. I saw the signs where the perceived definition of success to me was all an illusion based upon the assumptions of what society constituted as, like a success. Like, like it was me growing up, you would get a university, you get an education, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, you have a home, you live happily ever after. Like, that's like the typical description of what a living the, I guess you would call it the Canadian dream. I don't know. But I soon realized, like, wow, had I continued to work, like, again, like, kudos for all you who can do this, but I just cannot. And I dare say that if I were to continue the 9 to 5 job life, I would probably be um, probably in more worse shape mentally, physically, health wise. And I would certainly be taking so much advantage of the health insurance that companies would provide me with. Um, Even though but my lifestyle currently, and I think it will continue to be, will be volatile, filled with uncertainties and filled with unknowns. I wouldn't trade it for anything else. And I dare say that I am much more healthier right now versus if I had continued to do the typical 9 to 5 type of work. Now, I'm not belittling or saying that it's not as good as doing your own thing. Each their own. People in the 9 to 5 camp who can do this, I applaud, because I have no idea how you're able to do it, and I know that I would be fired the next day. I could work with companies, but I can't really work in companies and ally with companies. But I think it's an artist thing, honestly. I think it's creative thing. Like, if I were to be pigeonholed, the idea of this being locked within a container, for me, really stifles my creativity and my ability to be free without constraints to create, right? Artists need the breathing room and space to truly create work, or their passion, to manifest their passion into a creative endeavor without feeling uh you know feeling owned by someone or something, or some entity. That being said, I mean, of course, there's a lot of creators who work for creative agencies, video game companies. So again, that's why I say I think I'm this really this odd black sheep in the herd, even without amongst my peers, where I just don't think I'd be able to unless the conditions are favorable. Okay, unless the conditions were like, EEPMON, we respect what you create. We know that you thrive and your strength is based on your freedom of like, being anywhere, create at any time. So of course, realistically, there's going to be some deadlines and whatnot. Um, that being said, organizations, I could work with them, giving the flexibility and freedom that works for me. But I would have been a completely different person had I not ventured on my own. Had I not started EEPMON, I would have just been a completely different human being. Honestly, like, just personality wise, behavior wise, stress wise, work wise, and I dare say that had I continued that path in the past, I would have not been as I think that my creativity wouldn't be at the level that I would feel content, and um, you know because I know I could, I'm capable of so much more. Like, I knew that from the beginning, and uh, and to this day, like, I continue to search and to find ways, and just search within myself how to become a better artist, a better creator, to improve myself, to better myself. Uh, there is it will never end, because life in general is always evolving, it's always changing. We're always, you know, um, we I don't believe that we remain the same over periods of time. Our attitudes change based on our experiences firsthand, our which also affects the way we create. you know. Uh, so things are always changing. But yeah, the fact that I could have been I think 15 plus years into my career as EEPMON, it's not I don't see it as work really. It's really my passion. It's really what I enjoy. It took a lot of work to break out and really um, uh, make a living out of EEPMON, of course. Trying to but to find that fine balance between doing as a career and also as a passion as a creator, it's a lot of it's a really it's a balancing act. You have to really balance the work, the passion, um, and understanding the connections between different projects and how they can relate, and really how perhaps they could find some affiliation, collaboration, partnerships, like these all this sort of connections um, that I don't know. I think I'm digressing a bit. Well, I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I absolutely do not regret the path I've taken, though very, very volatile, very volatile. But it's kind of scary. I could have been a completely different person. I could have been an Eric Chan that played it safe, was complacent, very dogmatic, very obedient, and would have not been noticed by anyone or with the world. It just would have been check in, check out. So it does kind of like when I make these sort of revelations, and I think about that, I it's a bit of a I kind of I'm kind of like whoa, like wow, like it just goes to show like good job, you've gone this far, and keep on going. One birthday to the next birthday. Let's revisit this conversation and see what had transpired. But yeah, birthdays are, like I said, like I don't really celebrate them. It's more like reflection. I really I prefer not to even engage with public. Like it's a very personal, private day for me. But today was different though. My friend of mine took me out for lunch, which I'm really grateful. So thank you for taking me out for lunch. It's actually quite refreshing because usually, like I said, like I don't do these things. And then I had dinner with my parents, which is nice. Family get together, catching up, and that's all I could ask for. You know, just continue to be healthy, continue to you know um, stable mind, stable body, eat healthy, have some good conversations, create art. I'm grateful for that, and that's all I can do, and I'll keep on going. Anywho, this is a very, very short episode. I don't want to go drag it too long, but I thought I would just share a little bit of a point of view about my reflection. Anywho, I hope you like what I have to say. Please like, subscribe. If you have any questions, please comment below. And yeah, I want to close it off early on the long day today. And I will certainly chat with you all soon. Have a great evening, have a great afternoon, and have a great morning. This is the Late Night Shadow Eps episode 70. And until then, bye bye.